I am Reverend Michael Atty. I am the Executive Director of United Congregations of Metro East, and I'm here today representing BIPOC and downstate communities. Working families are struggling while corporate profits soar. This isn't new, but at a time of unprecedented pandemic, and as families are struggling to recover, we need corporate citizens that value people over profits. Late last week, both ComEd and Ameren announced that they would be asking the Illinois Commerce Commission to approve a rate increase for downstate customers that would add nearly $3 a month to our electric bills. That doesn't seem like much, but in communities like East St. Louis, where 60% of the residents live in public housing, it serves to exacerbate the struggle against disinvestment and systemic poverty. This request comes after Ameren raked in more than $170 million from downstate Illinois customers in rate hikes over the last decade. In 2019 alone, Ameren CEO Warner L. Baxter made $9.7 million, 66 times the median employee's pay. Ameren's new legislation seeks to lock in and expand more automatic rate hikes through 2032. But Ameren's priorities go far beyond boosting their bottom line at the expense of working families. Ameren engages in co-opting Black legislators and Black-led organizations with donations to support fleecing, corruption, and formula rates that have decimated working class communities, destroying the public trust in utility regulations. I refer you to the New York Times article. The NAACP tells local chapters, don't let energy industry manipulate you. And guess who's in that article? Ameren and the Illinois State NAACP. They consistently oppose legislation that with the strongest utility ethics language in Illinois history. That's the Clean Energy Jobs Act, CEJA. They resist being held accountable and anything that would interfere with their profits. My community is tired. Downstate folks are tired of paying for more for less. Paying more for less. That's why I'm here in support of Clean Energy Jobs Act CEJA, the only comprehensive bill that will create equitable jobs in every part of the state, tackle the climate crisis, and lower our bills without giving a bailout to the utilities like ComEd and Ameren. CEJA is the only bill that would install an independent ethics monitor at all utility companies to prevent the companies from engaging in the same illegal lobbying practices as ComEd, which, as we know, is currently under federal indictment. CEJA would force the utilities to disclose to their customers any inappropriate actions. And CEJA is the only bill that centers equity for Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities to create workforce hubs downstate and prioritize a just transition when coal plants cut and run. So people in our communities are able to get jobs and support their families. In 2019, even the CEO of Vistra said, and I quote, "Coal is on its way out." That's not an environmentalist talking. It's the coal plant owners. They're well aware of the job loss and devastation they leave in their wake, but oppose funding for job training and lost property tax revenue for communities that CEJA will provide. Why? Because it's all about money for them. In short, CEJA puts consumers' equity and climate above profits. It's not surprising that big energy and fossil fuel companies don't. Now, I wouldn't be a good preacher if I didn't leave you with a scripture because United Congregations represents about 26,000 members across Southern Illinois. And so I'm going to leave you with the committee with this to think about, because we understand that our faith informs our values and our values dictate our actions. And so in the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter, it says, "Doom to those who pronounce wicked decrees and keep writing harmful laws, to deprive the needy of their rights, and to rob the poor among my people of justice, and to make widows their loot, to steal from orphans. The folks downstate have been feeling like orphans. They feel like we feel like we've been looted by these energy companies. And so we're asking the people that we have elected to hold them accountable and impose some justice. And the tool that we're asking you to support is the Clean Energy Jobs Act.